Test, test. All right, mic's good to go. Window. Thanks, Glacier. Woo woo! Man, crushing it today. This chart is setting up so beautifully. So pumped. I'm even more pumped that we got that gap, and I'm really going to get into that and the importance of that today because, I mean, a couple people were ticked off. I don't care. I mean, you guys are going to see what the importance of that gap is, and why it was so important for us to get that. I'm going to start getting those tickers set up on the screen right now. So as we get some more people rocking and rolling. Yes, all gaps must be filled. That is right. Seeing some tweets pop out. All right, so let's pop up. Do 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 do. Okay, here's the tickers. So CYBL's there. Let's start out with toner. Okay, and then we're going to do some INND because of they had a gap fill. So they're going to be one of my examples. CYBL. So we're going over that one. PUGE. Got there. TGGI had a request for TGGI, so we'll be getting that up there. Let's see. Oh, come back here. Come back. There we go. All right. Excuse me. ILST, definitely got one on that as well. About holding consolidation. We'll touch base on that. JPEX. All right, I believe, yeah, we touched that at the end of the day yesterday. We just need to do a little follow-up. See, INND already got that. LIGA, yes, LIGA pulled back even more today. Not quite surprising. I need to look at the chart because the chart was so freaking nice. No surprise that somebody wants to tear it down. LIGA, I'm just gonna type that in a lot faster. Those chart ruiners. Okay, still fine. All right, did break a little bit here. We'll get into that a little bit. What else we got here? Bitcoin and Ethereum, and then somebody asked me on here to cover PYBA. I can do that, and ICOA. All right, I'll do PYBA and ICOA. I can't get too many in today, everybody. It's been a little longer yesterday than I should have. Trying to get all those tickers in, so I got to keep it pretty strict today, unfortunately. Don't worry, because Thursday is our first annual Friendsgiving, and that day I'll go as long as we need to go. We're gonna have a great time. All right, Koa. All righty, and then just got to hit up some cryptos. And the cryptos, I'm just gonna touch base on what I've been talking about the last 2 days. How I believe Bitcoin was going to pull back, and it's pulled, and I said it could touch 53, I think 54, and why? It's because of that pennant play, and then you're going to see a huge bounce, in my opinion, off of there. So I'm just waiting for the people to say crypto's dead after it hits like 59,000. All right, let's see here. Ethereum. You know what? I need to move Bitcoin up on the top of this thing, man. It just makes that so much easier. Okay, because Bitcoin is everything in crypto. Bitcoin goes down, everything goes down. It's kind of Bitcoin is the market. All right, and then our last one is going to be Oh, nice. It was at 29 earlier. Now it's at 31. Sweet. Because last time I checked, I thought that the breakout was coming on this one because of the pennant coming up either on Tuesday or Wednesday. So that's why I wanted to get into the final, and that's why I put this on here. So we could do some live. I might actually live trade this as well. Possibly. I gotta see. What if many of my account stuff pops up or something. If it does, unfortunately, I can't because of privacy issues. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see about it. All right, let me close out a couple of these so we get going. I want to check the chat message board as well. All right, I'll be checking in on the chat board a lot more today. All right, yesterday was free for all. Oh yeah, there we go. Let's see what we got on the participation. Nice, Brian, welcome. Dee Dee, welcome. Big Dog, Dennis, G-Brass, Nick, thank you all for attending. Fantastic. We're going to have a great session. AHFD. All right, man, you're getting lucky here. You're getting lucky. All right, I'm gonna pop you in here. You know, you attend my shows live, you get some very nice treatment. All right. That goes for now. You guys know things are starting to discover us out here. 2,500 just met it a couple of minutes ago. Pretty crazy. What is it, like 5 or 6 weeks? It's insane. All right. Let me look through here before we go. All right. Yeah, no problem, B-Dog. Thanks, Nick. Yeah, no problem. I thoroughly enjoy it. All right. Sweet. Cripston. MJWL. You know what? I thought I put that on there. If I didn't, it should have been on there. Because you know, if you were watching code green, blue, yellow, purple, MJWL is it, I mean, based on everything I see on the charts, I mean, you guys saw it in the videos. It looks like it's going to flip and explode. And look, it's touching 14 today, I think I saw. I mean, you guys could definitely tell the difference when I'm at work and not at working. If my Twitter, I was so busy getting back into work today. Oh man, all I wanted to do was stare at the awesomeness that is the Twitter sphere that we got going here. Thank you, B-Dog. All right, so let's get in. And the first thing I want to touch on is the gap filling and why it's so important and why West Coast and myself, you know, sacrificed a lot of money to make it happen. Okay, so first, you know, it's not dumping. Okay, dumping is when you fly up a stock really high and then you drop all your shares on them all of a sudden at once. That's not what this is. This is to support the chart. Okay, when you are supporting a chart, it is a lot different. Okay, and there's a many different ways to support a chart. Okay, and we're going to go over this right now. So let's look at the hourly on the on toner so we can see what this gap is. I'm going to delete that trend line. As you can see, it's following it beautifully. All right, all indicators go. It's riding the 8 MA. Notice it's bouncing right off of it. The 8 goes up, it just continues to go with it. So that's what we want, okay? Eventually, it's going to go above that, and it's going to pull back down and touch it. All right, so to get back to where we were at, okay, so yesterday was the 15th, and our high, okay, the highest it went to is 131 on this wick. Remember, if you don't know anything about candlesticks, you're going to get a crash course right now, okay? This is your crash course. We have green and red, okay? Green indicates that it closed at a higher number than it opened at, okay? So each one of these candles on the hourly represents 1 hour, okay? So each one of this is an hour, hour. And it tells you the hour if you look all the way down here while I'm highlighting it, okay? Up here, it tells you the open, O, the high, the low, the close for that hour if I highlight it. So for our high over here, okay, we opened at 119, which is right here, okay? Our low was 119. That's why there's no wick down here, all right? These things are wicks. The little sticks, they look like candle wicks, all right? They come out of both ends unless they open and close on the same one, okay? So it opened at 119, which is right here, okay? And then this is for 2 o'clock yesterday. It went to a high of 131 at the top, and then the low was 119 where it opened at, and then it closed at 128. So this is what it did. Okay, so here's the 1 o'clock hour right here. So the 1 o'clock hour is closed right here at the top. So the green, the top of the body here is the close. All right, the open for that candle was the bottom. Okay, vice versa for this one, for the red one. So it means we opened here. All right, we went up, we went down all the way up here, and then we came up and it closed there on the hourly. Okay, so for this stick, all right, we opened here, we went up, we touched here, came down, and we stopped here. All right, this is a doji. This is the plus sign I was talking about yesterday. So, all right, we opened at 142 on this hourly today. We went down, up, and then back here. All right. The dojis are indecision. Buyers and sellers aren't sure where the market's going. Okay. So that gives us, it gives both sides equal. It's basically, we just don't know. All right. And you can see the sellers are like, it's high. There's a big gap right here. So we're just going to go down. All right. So they know that this gap right here, okay, technically, this isn't the gap right here, by the way. I'll go into that in a second. But what a gap is when you're at a price point, okay, one day, and then you open up or you go to the next candle and you skip numbers, okay? So we opened at 131 right here, okay? And then we opened up at 142 today. All right, so we went up 11 points, okay? So it went down to a low of 137, okay? So you've got to have it touch, okay? So I'm going to bring out a white horizontal line here so that you can see, all right? And why this is important, and I'll get into my analogy if you weren't able to hear it today. All right, so let me get off of that. So, okay. Remember, when I talk about a stock, I talk about how the chart should be. The chart should never go straight up. The chart should go up, pull back, up, pull back, up, pull back, up. All right. It's not going to be that beautiful line that we want. Where's my thing? It's not going to be this beautiful, all right, like this all the time. You know, sometimes you're going to get consolidation. All right, we're going to go sideways. So it might go up like this, here, then go back down. All right, and it might go sideways a little bit, then it might go up a little bit. But look, it's still going up. All right, and that's what we want in a good chart because it's showing good structure. All right, now imagine, okay, that we started here. We built this step yesterday. We got to here. All right, and then we got to this point right here. All right, that's where we were at yesterday. It's just that's the high. Okay, and then today we decided, all right, man, great news is coming out. We're gonna do this. All right, so we went here and we did this and we went here. All right, does everybody see the issue here? All right, what's supporting this? What is holding this up? Okay. That is the issue, okay? If we put too much pressure on the top, okay, you go on, my analogy today was a floating shelf, okay? A floating shelf has no support at the bottom. It is just held up by bolts into the wall, okay? It can hold X amount of weight, all right? If you take a dictionary and you put it on there, it's fine. You put 2 on there, you're good. But there's a number it hits when it goes too high and it collapses and it has to come back down to fill in this gap, all right, and come down and do it. So what we did today, all right, it was already doing it anyways. Just remember this, retail means jack diddly, all right? The market makers own stocks. We are just along for the ride, okay? And so they were trying to push it down. Okay, and we could see that from right here. All right, they were trying to push this down all the way here to get it to cover, and that's their job. Their job is to make the chart, all right, and to keep it there, all right, to make sure it's a functional chart. And sometimes you've got retailers that come in that don't know what the F they're doing, and then you got this gap, and then they're like, it's got to go up. 99% of OTC stocks that I've seen, the gap has to fill. All right, let me show you, and I'll get back to the floating analogy in a second, but where was it on here? There was a gap somewhere on INND. Maybe this was it right here. 127, 126. Yeah, so it's got a touch. So it ended up coming all the way back down and touching. Look, it covered it. It came all the way back down, and they covered it. All right, before it's going up again, literally to fill a gap here of 100. What is it? 0001. All right, because they got a touch. Look at that gap right below that line right there. Okay, this thing came down, touched the 200. All right, and filled that gap up. Okay, do you really want to go all the way here and have to do this? I don't. I'd rather just get the crap out of the way before news hits. All right. So if it gaps down, then we wait for it to pick up. It'll cover it on the way up as we go. Now, so we had this gap in between here. Look, we had 11-point gap, and then it came down some, and it went down to 3.7. Okay, so we had this gap between 3.1, 3.7 that needed to get filled. That's a pretty massive gap compared to INND's little gap. All right, so this thing was getting pushed down, and we were getting stalled out around 133, 134. And that's why I set out the tweet, and I told you all that, hey, you know, I'm selling my shares because we need to get this covered so we can build the stock, basically patch job it up and repair it up. So as the stock, all right, as the stock goes back down here, okay, and it comes back, all right, and it does this, and it covers that spot up. So now that spot is covered right here, all right, it got covered right here. We can turn around and we could go, and that's considered whole now because of this over here, okay? So a floating shelf, if you've got too many on there, all right, it's eventually going to collapse. So we patched it up. We gave it support. We gave it legs right here to support it up so that we can continue a climb up higher and higher. And that's the purpose of filling the gap, okay? We want to make sure that we have the strongest support system. Look, we just spent basically 2 weeks getting this thing in just a great shape. We just got all the indicators in a bullish thing, and then we have a gap on the first day. All right, we don't want to ruin all that hard work that we put in to grow this chart. All right, and this thing is beautiful. So why ruin it? Why start off the great news by doing that gap? Because you know what's going to happen with that gap? All right, people are going to say, there's a gap, I'll wait. Then you lose the volume, they drop down. All right, or you get short traders, short sellers that know there's a gap. Eventually, this is going to come back, so I'm going to short it. All right, and you get a lot of like-minded people like that, and then you get a stock that's getting shorted pretty hardcore. All right, I can give you a hint. TS, all right, if you guys know who I'm talking about, says it in his videos a lot. You see the gap, you come down. Okay, so it's very important just to knock it out, get out of the way. I mean, we're right there. We're right here. Okay, we're 3-4. All we had to do is touch that. We did. It touched. All right, so now we're good to go. All right, stock's looking great. It's fantastic. Look at the indicators now. All right, flying, beautiful. Okay, riding that 8. We made the daily bullish cross, final one, because this one's already confirmed. MACD just turned over beautifully. All right, and we're just staying up in this channel for the day before we break out. News is going to be coming soon. Look, we're looking at a beautiful pennant here, and just it's going to skyrocket. It is absolutely going to skyrocket. I understand you guys want to know PTs and all those things. I just don't give them out because I'll ride this stock until the indicators say not to. All right, there's no reason to give up on something here when this, all right, is coming, in my opinion. All right, why would I sell here, okay, not to get here? I don't care about losing. a couple $100 when I know I can make a couple thousand, all right, if it does this, all right? And I rather support this area so that this can happen, all right? I told you all, this is not an I thing, this is a we thing, all right? I'm showing you all how serious I am with this. I really see this thing going big and going hard, and I don't want it to be ruined by a 0.003 or whatever, 0003. I mean, it's a ridiculous number, all right? It takes a lot to get it down, all right? That's when I say, you know, we got to get these gaps filled, and people are like, oh, I just bought here at 133, 134. Guys, I know you want it. There's great prices, and you're supporting the stock. That's great, but the gap's filled now. It doesn't matter now. Now it's fine. But at that point in time, we literally just need that MMs to just bring it down, touch that 131, and then everybody can just slap and buy crazy and bring that stock all the way up, okay? Slow and steady it, but I told you, slow and steady wins the race, okay? And that's definitely what we're doing. We're doing slow and steady. I'll take 10%, 8% days for 10 days straight, okay? Those all add up, and then they just keep going, all right? Those 100 days, spend all your RSI right away and lead to a huge pullback, and it's harder to do because people that come in with the volume, all right, it takes a lot of volume to get that up, all right? As soon as they leave, those go on, and then you kind of ruin it. You ruin the run after those big days because that volume vacates, and then it's hard to keep those levels up because people think it's overbought. By the way, when I woke up and saw pink, I just rolled over, and I said, hell yes, this is going to be a good day. And it was a good day. All right. Like I said, I don't want these crazy days. We're going to have days that we run, 40, 50%, in my opinion. Okay. We're going to have days that probably do more than that with the news and everything that's coming out. All right. But it's important to understand that even though it comes up, it's going to come back down too, and it's going to build those charts in between. Okay. So supporting this stock is not only doing, building the chart the correct way, it's also supporting it as in when it needs to be having bid support. All right. So if we're thin on level 2 on the bid side and you've got millions of shares on the ask side, people and MMs are going to sell into the bid and they're going to cause it to continue to tumble. All right. It's fine as long as it stays in the indicators, but if it goes below, all right, and people purposely bring it down to drop it harder and harder, that's usually the short position. There makes no sense as a short right here. You would lose a lot of money. You go down, and it's just so thin that somebody could take 500,000 shares into it and bring it down, 10 points because there's no support right there. So it's nice when people are just putting $1 million bids, or not $1 million bids, million share bids, just on like a support level, like right here. So like 121 was our support level back then. That would have been a good one. All right, now that we're above here, okay, so we want to keep it at the 134 level. So having support now that we're above it and there, just having that in, that's an easy buy right there because you're catching bottom of the next level up before we go above 148. 148 is our resistance, all right, and we go above that, and then we create support on the 148, and we keep doing that, we keep moving up, and we support it so it doesn't break the support line, so that we don't go here, all right, and then come back down and reverse course. Okay, we do these nice consolidations, come up to the next one, consolidate, and we keep building it, going up and going up. All right, that chart like that can last a long time and make you a lot of money instead of a chart that just goes because it's going to break through all of these support lines right here because there's nothing to hold it up. All right. So, I mean, we know Toner weekly's bullish. I mean, all the indicators are so good right now. Look at the stairs that we just built. Look, let's look back all the way at the beginning here. All right. And look at that, the green, blue, yellow, purple. I mean, this was the beginning right here. See how it starts to fan out and all those things? And just look what it does after there, when it does that. All right. And then they come back together. And then look what it does again when it happens. Okay. All right. But notice these are all really close together. Okay. we just had this happen right here, okay? So we had a very good push up this way, and it came back down. They touched, and then look, they're all fanning out perfectly together. The 200 is going to come up as well, all right? And it's a bunny hop right now. Boom, 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 and it's just continual growth. This is a 30-minute. So each candle's 30 minutes. So I believe we're here. I believe this is coming. So my PT people, all right, I'm not giving PT. I'm not I'm not giving a guesstimate at where this can go. I think that this can go to where it would shock a lot of us. All right, let's put it this way. I'm not in this for 2 to 3. All right, not even 4. All right, that's how confident I feel right now. Okay, this one is going to be talked about, I feel like, pretty well with everything coming in. You got a really good share structure at 3 billion. Okay, you're consolidating debt. All right, that's the next step. Okay, we got a PR coming. We've got share reduction. Okay, so we're actually taking away from that those 3 billion, making them less. All right, it makes the stock move a lot more. Okay, and then you've got a merger with a potential big crypto company as well. All right, and we're sitting at 1.3. What did we close at today? 139. I mean, I bought a 1.4 today, 1.6, 1.37. All right, these levels aren't going to be seen. I told you all, we're going to regret not buying in the 1.11, 1.13 zone. All right, because those are gone. Those are gone for this run. All right, we're on the next leg and we're continuing to push up. All right, I know we want to see 2 really soon. All right, I do too. All right, it means we make a lot of money, but the problem is you hit that, you spend a lot of gas, and then it means we have to either pull back more, or if we keep pushing it, we're not going to go as high. All right, I want to see it too, but hey, if we do this for a day, move up to the next one, do that for another day and a half too, move on to the next one, we're there in a week. All right, and then we move to the next one, you do it again. I would love to see this thing get the up. All right, all-time highs 175. Okay, I would like to see this go north and north and north. If this is the only runner that's going in, where do you think money's gonna flow? Okay, people like to chase. All right, if you're in before the chase, you sit back and relax. You've already done your hard work. Okay, so I mean, we've done our hard work. Okay, we got to all the indicators. We got to where we need to do. Gaps are filled and everything. Now we just sit back and we let it do its thing and we support it when it needs to be supported, whether that's holding a support line like this right here, or whether it's helping to push it through to the next one by buying and helping and pushing it through there. Okay, that's our goal. All right, because as shareholders, it's an investment. You know, we give you money, we want to see that money grow, and in turn, you give us a very good product. Okay, so to have this grow, we want to continue. All right, we all want the same thing. We want the share price to continue to go up. So what are you going to do when you want something to go up? You want to make sure, nice, there you go, Evan, that you continue to support your stock, and not only that, the toner community and any other community as well. All right, so make sure that you are doing that as well. All right, so let's move on to INND as we get into here as well. All right, INND had 50 coming below, which is good. It's very good on the hourly on here, okay? It's going bullish side on here, okay? What we want to see is we want to say the 50 stay above the 200, okay? And then these indicators going up. It looks like a great recovery is going on. It seriously looked like a gap fill. It literally, this little gap right here, okay, caused this whole thing. And some other things probably as well. But it's definitely, I mean, look at what they had to go through to hold through over this, okay? So not worth it. So let's get this thing up. Let's get it moving. And it's looking good for recovery time right now. Another reason why it came down as well is, you know, it couldn't hold above the 200 right here. You see it broke above it, but once it tested to come down to it, first time was okay, second time no, it broke through it and just kind of fell down to it. But it found 50 right here as its support because it didn't touch and come up. So let's see how it goes. If it bounces in here, or if it breaks below the 50, I think it'll hold in this area and continue to kind of climb. And then you're going to see these indicators come together and then punch up over the 200, in my opinion. Now, we got to look at the weekly too, because you can't really have a huge run with the weekly on top of the daily. Look, bounced off on November 1st week and then bounced off of it on the 8th week and fell down. Okay, that's another indicator that we need to see. We had a nice bullish crossing right there today because of it, but to get this really going, all right, you really need the weekly to come down, and that's going to take some time. And that, once that's below and we've got everything working up, then that's really going to get everything going. So this is looking good. It needs time, okay? It just needs some time. CYBL, all right? So CYBL, okay, bold prediction yesterday, Wednesday, for takeoff, okay? So let's look and go. Remember, charts change by the minute when the market's open. Everything changes. It's just basically reading what sellers and buyers are thinking, okay? So we started here at open, we finished down here. You know, it didn't touch, okay? And so it's holding the trend line right here. So it's still in play, technically, all right? I didn't expect a huge green candle right here. If anything, all right, you showed 1, 2, 3 holdings of the 50. That on the fourth try, I didn't even think it would get a fourth try. It didn't make any sense. Look at here. I mean, why would you? This thing has been working up for this the whole time. It doesn't make any sense to me why this would drop and hit below the 50 right here, okay, and not hold the 50. Why this candle even happened. All right, and this is the problem. You've got a lot of traders that don't understand charts and are just fed up with this and saying, all right, I'm done, okay? And you get the chart screwed up, okay? And it happens, and it happens. Look at this. MACD right here, curling up, curling down, curling up, all right? And then it's going to come through, and then these 2 days, you get these random bumps on 4 days, all right? It was bouncing 3 days off the 50. It was good, and look, the 8 was coming to curl over here and come up. So we got to keep an eye. Tomorrow's kind of a decision day, in my opinion. Tomorrow is the 17th right here, and you got the 18th at the latest, in my opinion, where we get a decision on CYBL. All right. So I told you all the biggest thing that I saw in CYBL that I was kind of worried about for the breakout was the 200. Okay, because remember, 200 on top is bearish. Okay. So look at the 200 right here, okay? Broke above, but when it came back down and tried to test it again, it just fell right through, okay? It was just fell right through. There was no support on that and just continued to go down, all right? And then we tried it again, all right? We broke up and it immediately came back down to 200. Did it again, spiked right back off of it. Did it again, spiked right off of it. So, I mean, gosh, this candle right here really threw a wrench into what I was thinking. It's not out of the realm of possibilities for this thing to still break out. And I'm going to say that again. It is not out of the realm. We're about a day or two from finding out what's going to happen with CYBL. And like I said, the 200, or like I'm going to say, the 200 is coming down. All we need are these indicators to start coming up some. Okay. And you know what how that happens? Buying. So if we look at the MACD right here, okay, my guess is somebody saw the MACD and they're just going on the MACD. Look, it kind of just like skipped it and then somebody just sold right into it. All right. So that end of the day sale to me looks like baloney. All right. Look at this huge spike in red right here. Somebody dumped something right there. That's a dump. Okay. Somebody just threw some shares down in there and just said F it. Okay, because without that, all right, you're talking about flat indicators right here that are eventually going to cross over the 50 and then make their way up and probably break the 200 and break out of the pennant and then send the 50 and the 200 up as well. So whoever did this right here, it's unfortunate. All right, so you know, maybe I got a wrench in my Wednesday plan for sure, but it's such a good long-term stock. I mean, even if it pulls back some, I know I'm a buyer. I mean, come on, CYBL at these levels, it's fantastic. Especially if it comes down some more. But these indicators are so tight and so close. There's such a strong community too that I feel that it would, if it touched this line right here, it would bounce off and it would go just based on the support of the community, the stockholders, and everything of CYBL. It's just got a strong base. So I'm still bullish on it. We just have to wait and see. Okay. PUGE. All right. So PUGE, let's see here. It's coming, everybody. It's really, really close. And if you look at the hourly right here, it looks like we got a pennant possibly forming. Okay, so right up on that Doge. Kind of curious. Really hard with the Doge. You can't really get it with the Dojis. Just checking, kind of see. So indecision. We're at indecision right now in the last 2 hours. Look at the Dojis. Open and closed at the same. It's down, but they want to bring it back up. They're just not sure. But look, the 8's up. That's a good news. Okay, the 200's coming down. The 50 and the 21 are coming up. I mean, we're mere days away from everything going through. Maybe a day or two from the hourly from turning to a bullish. Look, 21's going to cross over the 50. 50 and 21 are going to cross over, and then you're going to have a good one. All you need is the 200 to turn up right behind it, and you got a runner. Okay, I think we're going to find resistance up here at this 1.4 level. Okay, maybe 1.4 I got to check my numbers again. I really haven't been looking at this as of late. All right, so there might be resistance at the 136 level. I'd have to look. I want to make sure we maximize our time with all the other tickers too. But what's going to happen is these are going to come over and we're going to get a bullish signal. If we go back to a shorter term, I'm sure they're closer. Yeah, look, 200's at the bottom here, all right? And we got everything moving up beautifully on PUGE. Beautiful, beautiful, okay? So hourly's next. It's coming up. This thing is going to bust out, and it's going to bust hard. And PUGE has a huge following as well. Look right here, all right? Tomorrow's the day, all right? So if you bought today, PUGE, congratulations. Tomorrow's going to be the start of something really good, in my opinion, for PUGE, and then definitely Thursday as well. So congratulations on that. You might find a little resistance, but hey, just like Toner, okay, you're going to see this bump, and then you're going to see a pullback. That usually happens. So what you're going to do, all right, is we're going to get a bump and a pullback. So you probably get like this spike right here, and then you're going to get this drop because people are just going to be excited, and it's going to hit a lot of resistance levels. But yeah, PUGE is definitely bull in my opinion. And it's been coming. I mean, look, it's been sitting on the 8 for the last 3 weeks. Okay, touch, held. Okay, so PUGE tomorrow, the day after, I'm calling it. All right, so let's see here. Okay, so TGGI. So TGI went straight up. Okay, I told you all, straight up, no bueno. All right, no gap though. Look to the wick going through here. All right, you just take a lot. Look at the RSI over here. It just takes a lot. Look, it shoots it up. Okay, so our indicators. All right, before I say it, I want you to try and look at these before I do, because I remember this is this is not financial advice. This is only for entertainment purposes. Forgot to say that at the beginning. So yes, this is just for entertainment. So if you look at this, what indicator, okay, is on top that's going to bounce off of it? All right. Of course, she's got a meeting. All right, I got to hurry up through this. Wife says she's got to use the office. All right, it's the 50, okay? So it fell below the 50, and that's why it's coming down and below, all right? It's bearish, all right? You don't want to be below this. So let's see if it consolidates in here and then busts up above that as well. It's only the hourly. It can definitely turn around. Notice all these indicators are coming up. You want to see it hold and bounce off the 200 and go. All right, daily. All right. We see here, I bet you we see some consolidation, and I see a boom. Okay, that's what I see with TGGI. All right, little consolidation in this zone right here, and then a boom. That's what I'm thinking. All right, ILST. Okay, 200's on top on the hourly. Okay, so that's why it's bearish. But the more of this conversation is, they want to know how long it has to hold their level and consolidate before they go up? Great question. All right, it just depends. All right, so if we take our horizontal line, I believe it was 1, 2 was the level. Yep, so 1, 2 right here. Oh man, I love higher lows. They help you out so much. Okay, so this is a huge one. Look, bounced right off of it, and now it's consolidating right in here, and that's what you want. Okay, you want to hold this level. Look, the 8's coming up and the 21's coming down. Okay, so what you want to do is both of these, the 8 to go obviously on top, but both of them to come up, and we want to try to break through the 50 first. All right, you're definitely going to bounce off the 200, but you want to break here. You might bounce and then go above it next time, and then again. All right, and then you want this 200 to get on the bottom. It's just going to take some time. Look, MACD's curling for you too. That's good as well. Daily. Okay, so we're getting this curl right here. All right, and this is good. We want this curl because this curl means that's the start of a potential consolidation, and then if it curls up, potential for that reversal. Okay, it's just going to take several days. By days, I mean probably like a week or two, possibly more. 5, 10 trading days kind of deal, and then we kind of revisit. But that's not really a long time. So this is a good sign right here. This is a good sign. And then this is a good sign right here as well. We need to hold this, okay? It's okay, all right? If it breaks beneath this, as long as it comes back and over and holds this level and continues the growth up, all right? JPEX, all right? I mean, similar chart, similar thing, okay? Look right here, okay? 200's on top, doing the same thing. We want it to hold that level on here, consolidate, and then do the same thing as ILSTS. LIGA, okay? So LIGA's moving up in the northbound direction. Okay, we take a trend line right here. Okay, we put it at the bottom and we just follow it back up. All right, it broke that trend line. That's probably why it broke below there. Okay, now it broke the 50, which is really kind of surprising on the hourly because usually there's a solid bounce. Like, see, there's a bounce here, but then just pushed over. So it didn't find very good support right there. So that's why I continue to go down to here. So now we kind of have to just find that support zone for them. Let's look at the 30 and see what we see there. Okay. We just don't want the 21 right here to continue in this downwards motion because what will happen is this might cross over and then come back down. What we want this to do is turn around, all right, just like so. So you need some buying support to consolidate and then help push this up. 200's on the bottom, which is good, and we want to keep it that way. All right, it's very far away, so definitely doable. It could come down to the low ones right here and go. Let's look at the daily RSI. I have not looked at that. It peaked up pretty hard. It looks like to close to the 90 range here. I'm just gonna do some guesstimates here. 89, yeah, 90%. All right, but it's hanging in the higher zone. But I mean, like I said before, it's bouncing off the 8 MA on the daily right here. Okay, and that's what we want. We want it to hold that level and just kind of consolidate and then bounce back up. I think LIGA will be fine. I really do. The indicators are very, very bullish. Going below here is not very great, but it's not hard to turn around with some buys. Okay, PBYA 200's been on top for a long time on the hourly right here, as you can see, and it's just been bumming it down the whole time. All right, and it's bleeding down. We need to find this 401 as support. If you find this 401 as support and consolidate sideways up here, this 200 is going to continue to go down, and then these indicators are eventually going to get pushed up because the SP, they're going to see the support and feel good in buying. It's going to push these up and push these indicators up and over the 200. So that's why you guys are bearish right now. Okay, so you're sitting around the 200 level on the daily, which is typically a good buy zone for a stock. If you can buy around the 200 level and come up. So what we want to see is just you got to show consolidation right here. Okay. This was good up until the last 2 days here. All right, you want to hang around here and continue to go. The reason it probably, I mean, look at the 8 right here. Look at it stopped and then turned hard because of this right here. Okay, so this is like this creates the reaction of the MA. All right, it's like a delayed reaction, and the MACD happens before stock happens before that. Okay, momentum indicators. But look, free fall on the 21, and that's why that's exactly why it happened, because these people right here and said, now this 21's in free fall mode right now. It's not going to turn up and go. So they just bailed. And that's what happened. So that's why the price went down. But what you need is you need to follow support, find support right here and consolidate and then turn up, okay? And then it causes the 8 and the 21 to go. Then eventually takes the 50, and then the 200 continues to go up, and then you find a bullish pattern right there. Weekly wise on here, look at 200 so high above there, okay? You can't have a big run with the 200 on top. It's going to hit the top, okay? So you could have a bump and then come back down, but because the 200's up on the weekly, you're going to have to wait weeks and weeks and weeks for that to come below that, all right? So that's an important thing. That's why we look at the weekly usually first. ICOA, all right? We've got an hourly chart here, okay? And then the hourly chart, we had a huge sell-off. I mean, it happens at the end of the day. People sell. It's not the end of the world, all right? It's really not, okay? It doesn't help, but it's not the end of the world. Just remember that, okay? The 200's on top. We just need the indicators. I mean, I can repeat this over and over again. You just need these guys to consolidate and come back over it. If you have the 200 on top, it's a bearish sign. Until the 200 goes below, all right, you're not going to have the turnaround that you want, okay? Good news here on the daily, though, for ICOA is we've got the MACD. The only portion is that today, that big red candle right here made the MACD turn down, which we don't want to see because you can see it was getting tighter and then kind of sold into that. But look, the moving average is still going out, all right? And as it continues to go, they'll eventually get there because the 21's starting to smooth out too, all right? It's just going to take, let's just say 7 to 10 trading days of consolidation and upwards movement towards the end for this thing to really bust around it and kind of turn around on the daily, okay? So let's look at the weekly. All right, starting to curl down here some too, but look, all right, we're trying to find consolidation right here, get that sideways movement before we go up, up, up and away. All right, so ICOA, just give it time. Just give it time, everybody. I know we want everything now, especially in today's society. We've got to learn patience, and especially if you want to make good money, you got to learn patience. You know, I struggle with it too, all right? I lose a lot of money, or I used to lose a lot of money because I didn't have patience, and I just said, I'll cut my losses here and I'll chase something else that I know it's going to boom, and it doesn't work out, okay? That's not the way to play anything. The way is to stay convicted, stay with your conviction in your stock and that your play, and if you know it's going to play out, do it. If you got the funds to do it, all right, you add to it and go through, all right? Look. Bullish crossing coming right up and through on the hourly on MJWL. This thing is going to rip. Hence the rise in SP. Okay, this thing is an absolute monster in the making. MACD coming in hot on the hourly. Okay, let's look over here. All right, bullish, bullish. Just need this to turn up a little bit, but it's all bullish. All right, so go up, find here. All right, go, boom. All right. These are daily candles, okay? This does not happen overnight, all right? So from the bullish crossing of this little fan breakout right here, let's measure it, all right? So we're going to measure it right before, okay? We're going to say all-time high. It's that top of that red candle, okay? Okay, so we're looking at the days. It took 74 days for it to get all the way up there, okay? So, these don't happen overnight, okay? And look, you're talking about an 11,000% increase, okay? So, it's very important, all right, that you stay with your conviction if you have it, all right? It takes time. I don't know about you, but I feel pretty good making 11,000% and just having to wait 2.5 months. I think I'd be okay with that. Yeah, I think I'd be all right. There's a reason I'm holding toner, and there's a reason I sell when I need to and buy back at a higher because I feel that it's going to go really, really well. All right, I feel like I'm going to make that lost money back. Okay, so AHFD, guys, 200. All right, this is above the 50. Good. Bounce off of here, come back up, and go above this. Until that 200 comes down, you're just battling with it, battling and battling. Look at the curl up. This is beautiful. You just need to make this 21 curl with it as well. And look, MACD's curling up. You know, AHFD is very, very close. It's had a rough time up here, okay? Rough time, all right? And it's going down, it's going to come back up, all right? So you just got to, this time is going to be well worth it, okay? Well worth it in my opinion, okay? So 74 days, MJWL, okay? All right, so those are all of our stocks for the day. Let's get into crypto real fast and why I was saying that crypto was going to pull back. So I can't remember if, I don't think it was the weekly. I think it was the daily. Either way, it kind of works out. So, you know, indicators are bulls for crypto right here. Okay, but it's in a pennant. Okay, and typically the beginning of a pennant, it bounces off A, B, C, D, E, okay, and breaks up and out, okay? So what I said back over here on Sunday was, this is weekly, oops, so it'd be in here, was it's probably going to hit this and it's going to bounce off and come down, all right? So the low would take a couple, well, this is the weekly, so maybe, yeah, it's all right. So here's the day. So it's going to take a couple weeks, by the way. I mean, look at this huge red candle right here. Okay, so it found the 50 as support, but it's still going to bounce and fall below. All right, because it's going to touch this trend line. All right, so we're talking about coming down here probably at this angle. You know, 53,000. All right, people are going to go, oh, crypto's dead. Oh no, boing, 100K. All right. I really feel like this is hitting. This is going to be the talk of the town in 2022. Okay, talk of the town in my opinion. Okay, no, I am not holding Bitcoin. There, all the other coins go off of Bitcoin. I'd rather hold Ethereum. It has more room to grow. It has more purpose. It's faster. I like ADA a lot as the functionality piece in as well. But I mean, if Bitcoin does bad, they all do bad. I mean, look, huge sell off right here. But look, it's more drastic when it comes to a lot of these other ones. Okay, but let's look here. Okay, this is a different pennant than Bitcoin. All right, look, it almost like this is really drastic right here. Really, really drastic. All right, so I don't know how this got moved out of the way, but you know, it's come down, bounce off, and then go. All right, if it comes down some more, then the trend line's just going to extend it and it's going to bump up, which will probably happen just because of Bitcoin. But this is kind of extreme. And then our last one I wanted to get into, obviously I won't have time to trade it, but is IOTX. Okay, so IOTX looks pretty solid. It's just a 50 on top right now, and that's what we're kind of waiting for to get below. Look how the 21's curling up. This is going to come, and this is going to bust up and out of the pennant, in my opinion. So I'm actually, after I get off of here with you all, I'm going to buy some IOTX right at 30. Okay. It hit my stop loss, by the way. It hit my stop loss at like 29 something, and that's why it sold. I use a stop loss, so if it hits like a key number that it drops out below. But I've just been so busy with everything, I haven't had time to do any crypto in the last I don't know, 36 hours or more. So once this 50 comes in and these indicators bounce, we're gonna fly through up here. Okay, so this is why I'm thinking. So look. A, B, C, D, E. All right, A, B, C, D, E. All right, so that's what I'm looking for in here. So I'm actually going to go on. I'm going to buy a little. I don't really care the price because what I'm playing for is the pennant breakout right here. Okay, it's already shown that it's supported right here. Now it's going to show that it goes up and out, in my opinion, and that's what I'm going to play. Okay. LRC is overbought and the RSI is super high on the daily. That's why I see, look at this, super duper high. That's why I haven't been talking about that. SHIB's probably going to come down because of Bitcoin too and everything. The indicators they're just not there yet for SHIB. They're going to get there. Look, the 200's on the top, and that's why I haven't really said much about SHIB lately. We got to wait for the 200 to come down. I was thinking when it broke through here, look, I thought it was going to break and pop up out of here. It didn't. It deflected, came back down. We kind of have to wait for all these to move up together and above. This was unfortunate. And I think this was caused by, this would have been the crossing right here, but I believe this was caused by Bitcoin's downfall and now Ethereum as well. People kind of freak out about those things. So yeah, just keep an eye out on some of these things. But yep, that's it. Fortunately, man, I don't have any time. I'll try to get on my Twitter and do it. My wife's got to use this room for her Bible study. So best of luck to everybody this week. PUGE tomorrow, the next day, in my opinion. Lots of just conviction holds right now, and just wait for that big dump. Not, I don't want to say dump. Big pullback created this downwards. All right, which caused the 200 to go over, and we just got to wait for the recovery phase for us to hop over the 200 right here. All right. So a lot of those is basically what we're waiting for right now. CYBL, we're trying to just wait on this pennant play right here, see if it bounces here and then goes. And then Toner, we're just sitting back, kicking our feet up and waiting for the awesome news. And if anybody sells the news, it's, in my opinion, the dumbest thing ever, considering that we ran for a month in the overbought territory, and now we're sitting at 6. What are we at here? 6.27963. Okay, so RSI on the daily is beautiful. We've run up to the 92 range before. We've held it for a month. We haven't even got close to there. MACD's just turning everything in here. I mean, the only thing to do here, in my opinion, is to support the stock and watch it grow. All right. Peace out, everybody. Thank you all for following me. You all are awesome. You know, you guys are my motivation and keep and go. I am, like I said, I'm going to keep it real. I'm going to tell you exactly what goes through. I'm telling you all right now. All right. I'm not selling until the indicators tell me to sell. All right. I can't, obviously, it wouldn't be beneficial to me to say that when they go through. That's why you got to learn your indicators and everything and all the studying. But this is the start. Why would anybody sell at the start of the race? Okay, it doesn't make any sense. It's got a long ways to go. All right, and everybody who's in right now, I mean, I feel, in my opinion, are going to be very, very happy in the end of it as well. All right, MJWL, it's just starting. I think it's like 2 weeks out before like its actual break because of the weekly. Doesn't mean it's not going to grow. All right, pull back some and grow and pull back some kind of deal. All right, get with me, because that has to happen for that indicator to go up. All right, so great work out there. Yes, I love my sound effects as well. Thank you. Yeah, absolutely, guys. Hey, you know, I struggled as an OTC trader, just following, you know, people just pumping it up and just kind of going through here. I got lucky a lot going here and there, and then, you know, I got really unlucky. So I'm not this huge guru. I just took a lot of time studying, and, you know, instead of having all that fun and everything and spending days that, you know, we all deal with stress and anxiety. So I'm here to I want to help alleviate that some through some entertainment, wink, wink, if you know what I mean. So I hope you all really, really enjoy the show. Please like, subscribe to all my channels, please, so we can grow this community together and we can absolutely start this fantastic journey together. Like I said, this is not an I thing. This is a we thing. I really think that we've got something going special here. I've had a lot of big influential people reach out to me about how much they love it. I've had a lot of people that have no followers reach out and say they love it, and I love both sides of the things. Okay, I'm not about the attention. I'm not about all that. What I'm about is uniting and having a good time and helping people learn. You know, teacher at heart. I love it, and so I'll be as present as I can be when I can on Twitter. I just ask that you support me and to continue to give me that feedback, that drive. You guys are my fuel. So continue to keep it going. You guys are freaking awesome. And, you know, let's make it big together. You know what I mean? Let's make it big together. All right. I don't like the limelight, so let's share it. All right. So love you all. You all have a great night. Bye, everybody.